Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and today I am doing a little bit of Kendra's Card Challenge 15 crafting. I'll be showcasing this amazing new release by Artful and it's really fun, this collection. I I know they're zombies, but these zombies are super cute. They're like little kid zombies, which I think is a lot of fun. There's actually three different sets, and all of them have zombie images as well as really fun sentiments. So I want to say a big thank you to Artful Angel, who is a super sponsor of the Kendra's Card Challenges, and they're really fantastic because they actually sponsor our entire team, which includes a lot of international designers. And a lot of times, our international designers find it kind of hard to source or even buy a lot of the products that are available from US based retailers, because not all US based retailers ship internationally, or sometimes the shipping and the cost to purchase them, if you are international, is a little bit expensive. And so a big thank you to Artful Angel for sponsoring our entire team. And if you want to check out the other videos that are part of this hop, do expand that description box below, because you'll find a playlist where all of our videos have been collected. And if you're new to Kendra's Card Challenge, also in the description box, you'll find a link to where you can download for free the Kendra's Card Challenge printable. Now, every quarter, a new challenge is introduced, and with it, a free printable that allows you to see how to cut down 6 sheets of 6x6 pattern paper and then create a full set of 15 unique different cards. And you'll see all of the card sketch dimensions and where to use the various different pieces of pattern paper that you cut out according to the cutting guide. So that by itself, I feel like, is a really great resource to have. And on top of that, if you play along with the challenge, you'll have the opportunity to enter to win one of several different prizes that are given away throughout the quarter. So the challenge runs from July 1st to September 30th. So we are in the final month of this challenge, and stay tuned, because on October 1st, KCC 16 will be launching. So keep your eyes peeled on the Cards by Kendra YouTube channel, where she will announce the new challenge, and you'll find out where you can get the printable and as well get a chance to see the new card sketch challenge. But there's still time to enter this month if you haven't already, because every single month you can enter one set of 15 cards. So that's a really great way to continue to participate throughout the challenge and then increase your chances of winning prizes, because every single month Kendra picks prize winners. And I think that's really so fabulous that we have so many sponsors who have donated amazing prizes. And Kendra herself also gives out a lot of prizes that she has purchased in order to have a lot of prizes and opportunities for people to win. I think that's one of the things that's very generous of sponsors like Artful Angel, and super generous of Kendra as well, because there are so many chances to win, and I think it's a really nice little extra motivation to enter your set of cards every month. So I am focusing my video today on my coloring, because I feel like these zombies are just really adorable. But there are several of them that you'll find in this collection. Now, I have some really colorful papers picked out, and so that's why I'm keeping my coloring monochromatic. And I kind of wish I stamped these onto watercolor paper, because I wasn't actually sure how or what I would use to color in these images, but I ultimately decided on using this watercolor pencil that Delise, who is Stamper Girl here on YouTube, recommended to me. It's by Stabilo All, and the black is super highly pigmented. But I'm actually coloring this as if I was doing alcohol marker coloring. I am looking to do those brush strokes to add some texture. I'm looking for some shadows, some highlights, and it's really all just one pencil, one watercolor pencil that's allowing me to get all of this color variation, because you can get lighter versus darker areas just based on how much water you actually use to dilute the pigment in the watercolor pencil. So I think that's one way to like really stretch your supplies, because you don't need a lot of different colors. You don't need a lot of different markers to get this really lovely variation in color. Now, I've scratched out some of the white watercolor pencil, also by Stabilo All. And this palette that I'm using, it's actually specifically for color pencil and watercolor pencils, because it's got a rough surface to it. So when you scratch out onto this palette, it really grabs that pigment off of the pencil. So really good for any of your watercolor pencils. Maybe the Tim Holtz Distress crayons would be great. The Faber-Castell Gelatos are great for using with this palette as well, because it really does get a lot of that pigment off of the pencil, and that way you can control how much water you add to it, and in that way also, you know, control what your coloring looks like. And so really for this entire image, I have only used these two. I think I could have gotten away with not using the white, but I definitely wanted to add more of a sort of creamy texture or look to it that was slightly different for the skin tone, as to just using the black and you know, various dilutions of the black for the hair and you know, the clothing. So this is actually pretty relaxing to do. To be honest, it took longer than if I were to color with alcohol markers, because I am coloring on just plain cardstock. You don't necessarily have to use your watercolor papers or get watercolor paper if you don't have it. But if you are going to use plain cardstock, as I'm doing, then you'll want to color in stages, in layers. So that's why you see me continuing to flip-flop back and forth between the two, because I'm letting one layer dry before adding on another layer on top to continue to kind of darken and add more shadows, add more depth to the image. And the risk that you run if you don't do that and you're coloring onto just plain cardstock is that your paper can get actually a little bit waterlogged. And one, it will spread out maybe a little bit further than you want the color. And two, your paper might actually start to pill a little bit. So you don't want that to happen. You want to just give it a little bit of time to dry. If you're not using a ton of water, then each layer should dry fairly quickly. And also, if you let each color each sort of layer dry, then you can more easily add color on top, because if you're just going wet on top of wet, the color just starts to disperse, as opposed to giving you those fine line, those brush strokes, and that definition. So as I mentioned, my background papers are really bright and colorful and vibrant, and that's why I wanted to color these images in black and white, so that they look very different and striking. Now I've taken the sketch that I'm doing, and instead of making this a portrait oriented card as it's shown here in the sketch, what I decided to do was I just turned it. So this is sketch number 10, and I just turned it on its side, just as you see how I've got the paper oriented here. And I'm gonna make a landscape card instead. And you can always do that when you're playing along with the challenge. It still qualifies when you enter it in for a chance to win some of the amazing prizes that are offered. You can always make these sketches your own, and you can create them in different sizes if you'd like, because all of the sketches are A2 cards, but if you like to make larger cards, you can always do that and adapt it for the different sizes. And you can do what I'm doing, where I've taken a portrait-oriented card and I've made it landscape-oriented. So lots of fun, and you don't always necessarily have to create a full set of cards either, especially if you're just using this as a resource after the challenge is over and you're just using it for card sketch ideas. You can always just cut your pattern paper pieces to just the dimensions that you need, or use some scraps that you might have left over, because some of my pieces here are from scraps, which I find a really great way of using up your scraps is to pull out these card sketches, because all of the sketches have their dimensions, so you can see which layout can I create with the size scraps that I have. I hope you've enjoyed my video today. Remember, expand that description box. There's a giveaway link, there's a link to the playlist, and there's a link to how you can download this quarters challenge KCC 15. Thanks again, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.